Hey YouTube, Matty's A12 Team JMT coming to you guys with another Understanding Stun. And in this one, I'm going to be talking about well, I don't normally do this because I normally wait for the ban list to actually get confirmed before I talk about how it's going to affect stun players. But Kaiser Truesdale, I'll put a link to his channel somewhere. He sent me a personal message and asked me to do this. And I'm doing it. Yay! No. So yeah, the predicted ban list or the leaked ban list or whatever. Let's talk about it and how it affects stun players. First off, being banned is all the baby dragons, which is not a big surprise to me. I was actually what I was predicting was going to happen because now when Tachyon Galaxy came out and they were announcing its rarities and all that stuff, and we knew that the big dragons were going to be in that box, but we didn't know anything else, as far as the baby dragons or anything like that. Nobody was really worried about elemental dragons at that point. They were like, yeah, the deck can be played, but it's not going to be as good, and so on and so forth, until we get the baby dragons. Once we get the baby dragons, then that deck's going to be broken. Just stupid. So when they announced that we were getting the elemental dragons, nobody really cared until they announced that the baby dragons were going to be in there too, and they were going to be commons. That's when everybody started flipping out about them, which should have been an immediate red flag to everybody to realize that the actual problem with the cards with the dragon deck is the baby dragons, not the big dragons. The big dragons actually help out the attributes accordingly, the one that they're assigned to, quite well. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's obvious that the baby dragons are going to get hit. And then next, Spellbook of Judgment was the other card that's getting banned. If you get to play your deck the way that it's supposed to be played, then replenish your hand and summon a free monster. Yeah, it needs to get banned. I really thought it was going to be going to 1. It kind of surprises me that it's leaked out that it's going to be banned. But yeah, so it is what it is. Now the reason I talk about those two, the stuff that's getting banned, and even though they don't really refer to stun players or stun cards, is the fact that now we know we don't have to worry about those two decks. Those two decks are not going to be an issue come the next format. I got my cheat sheet here. Let's talk about some of the stuff going to 1. Rooster. Brotherhood of Firefist Rooster, which means that deck may not be as good as the 3-access. So it's one less thing you got to worry about, I guess. Birdman, Divine Wind, which leads me to believe that we're going to be getting Harpy Dancer soon, and they're wanting to prevent us from being able to OTK and everything. So those two things going to 1 is not a big surprise to me. It just reassures me now that we're going to be getting Harpy Dancer. Super Rejuve to 1. See my comments for Judgment, and yeah. Well, the one thing that I do like about Super Rejuve is you can't go search it out. You can't go search Super Rejuve like you can Judgment. So it being at 1 is okay. Now, Abystius and Abyss Sphere. What does that mean for stun players? If those two cards do go to 1, not as much for the stun variants that we're going to play. What it does mean is that the Mermail players are going to have room now to comfortably play the Gen X Undyne and the Gen X Controller, which gives them a lot of outs to the stuff that we want to do. So yeah, it kind of makes the Mermail matchup a little tougher because building a stun deck was a lot easier to prepare for the mono Mermails than it was to prepare for the Undyne Mermails, because the Undyne Mermails can just summon Undyne and get off any effect that they want to get off at the time. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. Number 11 Big Eye to 1. and wind up. I mean, I feel like it's kind of obvious. Wind up Shark to 1. Shark and Magician switching places from 3 to 1 and from 1 to 3. I don't know exactly what that's going to do to the wind-up deck, but I mean, I could see some people getting creative with that, and we could see some wind-ups that we may have to worry about. And the last one is Trishula. Trishula coming back to 1 again is not a major problem because we have so many things that we already try to do to stop those plays anyway. So I don't know. It is what it is. We'll deal with Trishula as it's here. Next, to 2, Gores, Grand Mole, Bestiari, Black Whirlwind. Black Whirlwind to 2, I actually think could make Black Wings a lot better, and could mean they could be pushed up into the meta a little bit. Gores to 2 basically means we're going to have to be a little more conservative with our answers to big monsters, because if they can drop multiple Gores, you're going to have to be more conservative with the answers that you do have for your big monsters. Then Grand Mole, my personal bouncer. I love me some Grand Mole. Grand Mole to 2. Kind of surprising, even though it doesn't show up in a lot of decks. But it's going to make Rock Stun better. I really think it's a great tech card, but to pop up as 2, it just seems a bit off to me. I'm not really sure. I think the biggest thing that I get from the cards that are going to 2, is Bestiari. Gladiator Beast Bestiari makes the Gladiator Beast deck so much more playable, and Gladiator Beasts have been a great stun deck and will continue to be a great stun deck, and are going to get that much better with a second Bestiari. They're going to make Caceros more often. They're going to blow up more stuff with Bestiari. It's just... that deck is going to get a lot better, and that's one of the decks that, as a stun player, you kind of struggle with that a little bit, because they play your pace, and most of the time they play it better than you. So I mean, you really got to worry about a Gladiator Beast deck when you're playing stun, because your plays are so slow. Well, their plays are really slow also, but they have the ability to just toolbox anything and everything they need. So, okay, so now let's talk about what's going to 3. Tsukiyomi to 3, I feel like doesn't really affect us too awful much, unless you want to play some form of like flip-flop chaos kind of stuff. But yeah, Tsukiyomi to 3. Wind Up Magician to 3, I already talked about before. Advanced Ritual Art to 3. Demise? Could we see some Demise OTK, which means you're going to have breakthrough skills and Fiendish Chains and Effect Veilers to stop the Demise play, almost like a Judgment Dragon. So I don't know. Demise OTK and Herald of Perfection could get a lot more popular. Scapegoat to 3. That seems a bit off also. Konami doesn't normally make the jump from 1 to 3. And they're doing it twice in this list. So, I don't know. They normally go from 1 to 2 and then from 2 to 3. So that kind of catches me a little bit off guard. But Scapegoat really promotes a lot of synchro summoning, because the tokens are just free and they can protect you from attacks, and then you just synchro with them. They're also Earths, which means like Scraps could use it, X-Sabers could use Scapegoat, Madolches could use Scapegoats, and the tokens are Earths and make Nat Beast and Barkion, which could be issues for us. More Barkion than Nat Beast. But yeah, the 3 biggest cards that I want to talk about from this list that are going to 3, actually from all of it, but they're ones that are going to 3, are Mirror Force to 3. More attack negation with the ability to punish bad players. So Mirror Force to 3 helps us out a lot. E-Call to 3. E-Call to 3 gives Elemental Heroes another big push, which brings them a little more forward into the front of the stun decks, or the the anti-meta decks. And then Pot of Duality, or as I like to call it around this area, Pot of Consistency. Pot of Consistency back to 3 helps out every slow deck that's out there right now, just tremendously. Just helps out so much. So there you go, guys. That's my card for card, what the new ban list is supposed to be. Card for card, my thoughts on all of them, and how I feel that they're going to affect stun players. So there you go, guys. I appreciate it, Kaiser Truesdale, for sending me the video idea, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If anybody else has any video ideas or any segments that they want to see me do, or anything like that, make sure you head over to my Facebook page and send me a message over there, or just write on my wall, and give me the ideas, or the that you want to see, the videos that you want to see. So I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.